Well, guys, more evidence came out last night in relation to old fish lips and her actions that breached the ministerial code, which actually seems to be commonplace, with Boris being called out for the same thing yesterday. I guess welcome to the Tin Pot Banana Republic of Great Britain, guys, or the United Kingdom of China and Great Britain if government policy is anything to go by. The political class embarrassing us is consistent at this point, with the Sturgeon versus salmon disaster being right up there with the best of them. The Scottish Government's actions in relation to the salmon inquiry, criminal court cases, and of course the committee looking into it that I streamed the other day would be called corruption if they happened in Africa or anywhere else. In the UK though, it's just called covering your ass or normal political actions, it would seem. But following Nicola Sturgeon's now infamous 50 Don't Knows videos taken from her evidence the other day, the shit keeps on flying at her.
I don't know. I don't know where the leak came from, not to the best of my recollection. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know whether that was something we considered. I do not know. I'm not aware that I am making assumptions here, and I do not recall anything. I don't remember. I am not aware of. My recollection of the conversation with Jeff is not as vivid as I wish it was. I can't recall. Remember if you told me the name. I can't remember the exact phraseology of it. But I can't recall, and I would need to check. I can't remember. I can't remember if that's a technical term. And I don't have a recollection. I don't recall. If memory serves me correctly, I may be getting the 1 and 2 round the wrong way here. I can't tell you. I don't know of anything that was that. I can't recall all the ins and outs of this. Would have to check the precise dates here. I'd have to check the detail. So I cannot sit here and say definitively that none of that happened. I mean, I can't sit here and tell you exactly on what day. I didn't know. I am not in possession at this point and all the information. I don't know. I don't have the dates of that.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I can't give you specific answers to that right now. I don't know. I can't immediately recall exactly what it said. I don't know. I didn't know for certain. I didn't know it was certain. I didn't remember this meeting, and I asked myself, how could I have, forgotten that? I don't know. So I don't know. I don't recall trying to think, when was it I found out about this? I can't remember. I don't know. What I don't recall is...
Now, as I was saying, on top of that embarrassment, new documents have come out showing that the SNP government allowed the judicial review to continue, despite their own legal team telling them it is actually doomed to fail. This ended up costing taxpayers another 200 grand and is being called the most damning evidence yet that she actually broke the ministerial code and should be walking out the door. If only we had evidence like this for all the MPs, I expect we could send a fair few of them packing under this ministerial code. For now, Nicola Sturgeon will have to do. But as I've said previously, I think all involved should be arrested, questioned under caution and investigated properly. Unfortunately though, that won't happen. Her getting the boot is literally the best we can hope for. Now, if that wasn't enough, her Deputy First Minister, it is being reported right now, is still looking at facing a no-confidence vote in the next few days. He just about avoided it last week, some of you might remember. The Express have picked up on it here with this article, so we'll take a quick look at a few spicy bits from that before we move on to the Daily Mail and Nicola Sturgeon herself. It headlines Nicola Sturgeon's deputy faces devastating no-confidence vote in days. The Scottish Conservatives are pushing ahead in a vote of no confidence in Scotland's Deputy First Minister John Swinney over a botched SNP-led Scottish Government investigation into Alex Salmond. They plan to hold the vote either Tuesday or Wednesday, so we will keep an eye on that one and maybe live stream it if I can. But the article goes on, initially the motion was submitted earlier, with the vote prompting the Scottish Government to release the legal advice in stages. However, the legal advice revealed the Scottish Government's counsel warned the case was more likely to fail than succeed on October 31st, and the least worst option would be to concede on December 6th. The legal advice also revealed that Roddy Dunlop QC, the Scottish Government's senior counsel, also asked the Scottish Government not to plough on regardless on December 17th, 2018. Which obviously the October and December dates that I was speaking about just before that are also 2018. It goes on, the Scottish Government insisted on fighting the case and it did not concede until January 8th, all of which the Scottish Government have flat denied until now, and to me proves beyond all doubt they have ignored legal advice. Meaning breaking the ministerial code, but it brings us nicely to the Mail's article on how much it costs to ignore that advice for a little bit longer. They headline it, extra £200,000 legal bill could topple Nicola Sturgeon, after her government spent taxpayers' money on a doomed battle with Alex Salmond even after lawyers warned her not to. Because remember guys, there was absolutely no witch hunt going on by the Scottish Government at this point. The damning revelation was being seen as the clearest indication yet that Scotland's First Minister had breached the ministerial code, a resignation offence. Last night, Scottish Tories warned she must resign or we will seek to force her out. Douglas Ross, Scottish Conservative leader, said the First Minister thought she was a better lawyer than Queen's Counsel and ignored their advice. The disastrous decision to continue with this case after lawyers said it would lose has cost Scottish taxpayers hundreds of thousands of pounds. Clearly, Nicola Sturgeon doesn't give a flying fuck about any of that. Nicola Sturgeon, no charged on it, says, knowing the case was doomed, and that is a clear breach of the ministerial code. She must resign or we will seek to force her out. Which obviously we hope to see very soon, either them forcing her out or her stepping down, though let's be honest, I'd rather she was kicked. It goes on further down. Miss Sturgeon denied breaching the ministerial code when she appeared at Holyrood's harassment committee on Wednesday. She insisted the Scottish Government believed it had a stateable, credible and arguable position, and this only changed on December 19, 2018, when new documents came to light, which obviously has been disproven by the evidence that her own government has produced. It goes on, in fact, 2 days earlier, Roddy Dunlop QC, the government's own counsel, warned, "We are firmly of the view that at least one of the challenges mounted by the petitioner will be successful. We are entirely unconvinced as to what benefit might arise from the hearing in January." Miss Sturgeon admitted on Wednesday that if she had continued to pursue the case after December 19th, there would be justification for the charges that are being made to me. In fact, she did continue, something we also know. Between that point and the end of the year, there were 3 costly commission and diligence hearings, including 2 in court and 1 procedural. Those hearings are estimated to have cost the taxpayer about £50,000 each, while Mr Salmond ran up expenses which he later able to claim back from the government. It was only in January 2019 that the government conceded the case. Now, I would say it is beyond all doubt that the SNP have lied to Parliament, committees and all sorts trying to cover this up. Their own evidence literally proves it. And in fact, the longer she stays in post now, the more of a tin pot banana republic Scotland will look. Lying consistently with the help of her minions while costing the public purse silly amounts of money should actually have her arrested, like I said. Shit, the same should happen in London also. You know, drain the fucking swamp and lock them all up. But I do have to say, the fact that her own evidence has kind of fucked her up really makes me laugh. Do they call that poetic justice or what? Now, the true question is, will this actually get rid of her? I still remain highly doubtful that it will, though obviously, given all we've heard, it really should. And like I said, they can start on Westminster as soon as possible. I will happily back that shit and cover it as much as possible. Let's get rid of all these traitorous shitweasels if you ask me.
We're off!